I'm very excited to do that. I'm gonna just read some of the things that I wrote and then also allow it to come through today. I understand transformation, believe it's possible for all people. My answer is absolutely. And the number that I have here is 9. Now, I live my life through experience energy, and I've been that way as long as I remember myself. I also believe that energy can be transformed. So for me, transformation that people are going through is the same thing as energy that they are, because we're all energies, vibrations, is being transformed into higher vibration, into the sourced one. And the most exciting part of the work that I do for me so far is to initiate people into thinking and experiencing a different vibration of energy, different reality, different awareness, shifting consciousness. So I believe it's possible for all people. And I also believe that the more negative people are sometimes, the bigger the transformation is. Now, I feel sometimes that not sometimes, I know that I have to improve in certain ways when I work with people in the area of transformation. And one of the main things is to releasing the attachment of what their process could be. Because I often see the potential and I see like what is really possible for them, but there's a gap, which is the process they need to go through. So I need to let go of getting them to do the best process they can, because they need to go through their version of the process. They need to do it what they need to do, and to grow and to transform in their own way, following their own path. So for me as a leader, I need to just sit still and allow them to do their own process. Next, I believe that my life is my creation. I'm at the source of my reality. It's the 10. I even have a necklace that says, my life is my art. And I love it so much. So, first of all, like, gossip is a big no-no. I know we spoke about it in the class. Because when we say something about a person, or when we discuss something about that person negatively, we're literally blocking them. We're creating reality that is that reality for them. And even though, like, it sounds like a little bit of a witchcraft, but it's very powerful. If we see people in their potential, when we see people the best they can be, they're gonna become it, at least for a certain period of time, or at least they're gonna be able to see themselves this way. So saying bad things about people is a number one thing that we need to be aware of, and we need to stop. And another thing about that is that we are hurting ourselves by doing that, because that energy, that negative, that gossip, it just turns right back to us. We attract that in our life. I take responsibility how the reality occurs in my world. I am completely responsible for every single thing that is happening with me. So I am not a victim, even if it could be that somebody is doing something that is not right. Somehow I created it in my life. I have that person in my life, or I have that situation. If I'm struggling with money, I'm not a victim to any system. It's just that it's all energy. I created something that has blockage, so I need to work on it to remove it. So this is my internal dialogue. This is how I experience it, and how I speak it, and how I share it with other people. No one is a victim, and we are completely responsible. I'm the first one responsible for every single thing that I create in my world. And of course, I'm not creating it alone. guided, and I'm asking to be connected to the ones who are guiding me at all times. This is the biggest relationships I could have in my life. I believe in abundance of universe, and my biggest work and biggest transformation, but also strength, is around freedom. I talk about freedom. Untamed Hearts work is about unity, peace, and freedom. Now, freedom is an internal thing. It's not about being free to go and eat a whole truck of ice cream. Freedom is about being free of needing to do that. So I believe in abundance of universe. And I believe that everything that I need, I already have. I just have to be able to see it and connect to it. I believe that I learned that from you, Darla, if I have just enough, if I want to have more, I need to redefine what just enough is. Universe is abundant, and universe, the creator, the energy, higher energy, they want to give us everything and more. And I also believe in not limiting and not creating a lead, stoppers. I believe in always saying, I want that, and show me what else is possible. So for me, it's a 10. I understand and believe in the power of my energy, who I'm being, as an internal part of creating the results and desires. Not only that I'm aware of my energy, but this is my language. This is how, I've said it before, I've lived and experienced my life. And very often I would enter the environment when people don't speak the language of energy, and I would start planting seeds, and then all of a sudden people would start to warming up to it. So my work is not only experience the world through energy and kind of share it in that way, but also possibly initiate people into ability to reflect on their own energy. Every object around us is energy, not only our internal world, our body, our words, our thoughts are energy. So by changing our thoughts, we can transform our reality. And there's a whole bunch of transformational leaders who do this work, who I follow, who I study with and learn from. And I want to always come into the space where I can hold the higher energy vibration so that something shifts. And that's what happens a lot with Untamed Hearts, by the way. People are drawn to us for some reason, not knowing what's the reason, but then the truth is the energy is higher vibration, and they're just drawn to these pieces because we charge them. So it's a 10 for me. I understand my own integrity, honor my words as myself. Absolutely. And there are times I give it an 8 because I am not perfect. And I know that I say sometimes, this is very important for me to honor my word. But there are times when I fail. There are times when I'm late. There are times when I am transparent to a degree. So it's definitely something for me to keep myself at the higher standard. So I'm giving it an 8 because it's very important for me to be aligned with my truth and not to be affected or tinted by what's perceived to be right, and to be free. Freedom is a big thing. To be free, to show up, to be fully aligned with my truth. And I have this thing that sometimes I feel I don't belong. It goes from the childhood, from the places that I come from, and this goes into honoring my integrity. And this is my transformation that needs to be done. I belong, and I'm the one. Operate with healthy compassion. I definitely allow myself to feel my feelings. I talk through feelings. I often say, instead of when people say I think, I often say, or prompt people to say I feel. So I give it a 7, because healthy compassion is knowing when to draw the boundaries, not to go too much, respecting another person's process, and maybe they need to go through something painful in order to grow. So we don't have to solve everything. So healthy compassion is to hold the space, to be compassionate internally, energetically, but maybe allowing the person to do the mistake they need to do, or to go through whatever they need to go through, and then not be available for them when they're ready. Then I am willing to transform out loud. Absolutely. And it's not only that I'm willing to transform out loud, it's part of my work. Because I am an example, I'm work in progress, I'm an example of what it is to transform. I came out of the place of hiding. I am very often vulnerable, and I'm sharing about myself with people, and I create space for others to feel free, to be vulnerable, to be connected to their truth, and to have strength and courage, and to be the person who might set an example for others and give permission to others to be real, vulnerable, and allow the transformation to start to take place and to be part of their lives as well. I do speak my truth. Sometimes I choose not to say it, not because I'm afraid to do that, but because I just don't think I should be speaking it all the time, but I live it. And if somebody asks, I will be very honest, always. And again, I'm giving permission to others to do the same. So I'm giving it a 10 for sure. And I think I missed one. Yes, I honor the power of energy and transformation, I think it was. So I have my process, I have my connections. Every Saturday I go for Classic Kabbalah, so I go to connect. I have crystals, I have incense that I use, I breathe, I meditate, I scan Zohar. There's certain things that I do for myself, but there's definitely room for improvement. I want to get up early, I want to start my day from aligning myself, from earthing myself, from grounding myself. And this is something that it's already created. I just have to manifest it. So thank you so